Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Florian. I'm from Berlin, Germany, and I'm going to show you my everyday carry for 2025. I've always loved everyday carry videos, and I'm quite happy that today's the day where I create my own. So I would say, let's start with a cult classic. Let's start with the Multitool. And I think you will see differences here right away between North America, for example, and Europe, specifically Germany. Because my Multitool of choice, well, depends how you see it, is the Leatherman Bond. And I also have the Leatherman Surge, which is right here. Well, this of course is way heavier than the Leatherman Bond, but it's also way more practical. I can open the blade, for example, with one hand and it clicks in. And exactly that is forbidden in Germany. And that's why I bought myself the Leatherman Bond back in the day. I have it for pretty much exactly for 3 years now. And I'm pretty happy with the Leatherman Bond so far. I know that the Leatherman Bond isn't the best multi-tool out there. In some cases, it's not that practical. For example, I have to open it up with two hands and then I can open up the blade like this and then I have to close it and now I can use the blade, for example, for open packages and stuff like that. But most of the time I open packages at home and therefore I have the Leatherman Surge because at home I can of course use my Leatherman Surge, I can use it around the house, I can use it in specific work-related situations, but I cannot carry it in public. That's forbidden here. So therefore I have the Leatherman Bond. I'm not opening any packages when I'm in public transportation, so therefore it's not that big of a deal. I think it has 14 tools, it's roughly 180 grams, so it's not that heavy. I think it looks slick, I think I like the design. It's probably not your choice, but for me it's one of the only choices I can make because there are actually not that many multi-tools that do not have this feature, you know, that you can one hand open the blade. I know that there is from Leatherman the Wave Plus 2H, I think, and this is a multi-tool that I am also eyeing with. It's a little bit bigger than the Bond and it's also allowed in Germany. But so far I'm still pretty happy with the Leatherman Bond, and if I think about how often I use my multi-tool, I think the Bond is enough. It's enough for me. Would I recommend it? It depends. If you live in Germany, I would recommend it. I think it's a great tool. But if you, for example, live in North America, buy something else that is a little bit more useful and a little bit more handy, you know. But the Leatherman Surge, I can only recommend this thing. I think it's a beast. It's a tank. So this one I can recommend 100%. Next up, I got something that most people will probably never carry on a daily basis, maybe except for some enthusiasts and for people that are on vacation. And that is my camera. I have the Fujifilm X100VI, the famous or infamous camera, depends on who you ask, that a lot of people have made videos on YouTube. Me included, I've also made a video on this camera and probably I will do some more videos in the future on this camera because it's just so great. I really love this camera. You know, it's small, it's fun to use, no one is scared of this camera. You can shoot pictures of people and they don't care because they think, oh yeah, it's a fun camera, you know. And it's not, it's a really, really capable camera. You can really create some awesome work with this camera. It has a built-in flash, it has IBIS, it opens up to f2.0, it has an EVF, it has a flip-out screen, so it really is a camera that you should not sleep on if you're looking for everyday carry cameras. It's not the smallest camera out there, there are other cameras out there that are even smaller than this one, but there's just no camera that has the same features and looks as good as this camera does. And I think this camera looks inspiring, so if I take it with me, I'm inspired all the time to take pictures of random stuff. Most of the time the pictures will go into the bin, but some of the times there are some keepers in there as well. If you want an everyday carry camera, this one is great. Check out my video on this camera if you want to know more about this camera. I'm very happy with it. I also carry a flashlight with me on a daily basis, and again, most people here in Europe and in Germany would probably say that this is over the top, but I don't care. I love flashlights. I think flashlights are awesome and I don't care. I will carry one. So my flashlight of choice is this right here. It's the Olight Warrior Mini 3. And I love this flashlight for its ease of use. You have a side button, and with this side button you can rotate through 3 different light levels. Also, you can double click the side button for its full power mode, where it has 1750 lumens, which is a lot of light. It's very, very bright. You most likely will never use it, but it's there if you need it, which is great. Also, the light has a tail switch, which you can half press, and then you have a medium amount of light Also, you can fully press the tail switch, and then you have a strobe light, which you can use in defense if you ever need to. And I would 100% not recommend to watch in it if you have this light. Don't watch into the strobe light. It's very, very bright. Also, you can reprogram the buttons. So what I just told you is how I programmed my buttons. You can also program it in a different way. That makes this light even more versatile. And one thing that I also love about the Warrior Mini 3 is that it has rechargeable batteries. If the batteries are empty, you can just recharge them and you're good to go. I would say if you want one of those, wait for an Olight sale and then go with this light. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy this light, and I can only recommend it if you are into tactical flashlights. Also, I have a small keychain flashlight because we all know that one flashlight isn't enough. In case I forget the Warrior Mini 3, I still have this little Olight I3E EOS with me, which is, like I said, a keychain flashlight. It's very small. It's brighter than the flashlight on your phone. It's powered with a battery that you have to change if the battery is empty. And also if I'm out running, the flashlight really nicely rounds off the harsh keys in my hand. It's like a handle for my keys when I run, which I really enjoy. So the flashlight has actually two purposes. First of all, to protect my hands from the sharp corners of my keys, and also sometimes to light something up. Speaking of key rings, of course, I also have a keyring multi-tool, which holds all my keys. And this one functions as a carabiner, a bottle opener, and a tool which, at least here in Germany, I don't know if this is an international thing, but at least here in Germany, we can open up the locks on supermarket cards, to use them to put our groceries in. And therefore, that is pretty handy. It's from a German Environmental and Animal Protection Association, which is called Mission Erde, or in English, Mission Earth. And I really appreciate what they are doing. I'm also financially supporting them every month. They also have this small little multi-tool which you can buy, which is made from old saw blades, which I find pretty cool. So it's a good material and it's upcycled basically. From one saw blade, they can create up to 20 of those tools. I have this one for a few years now. It still looks great and I really enjoy that I have this small little multi-tool. The smartphone that I've used for the past 5 years is my iPhone 12 Pro. It still works great. It has a battery capacity of 86%, I believe. It holds up most of the days for the whole day. Sometimes I have to recharge the phone throughout the day if I really use it heavily. Most of the time I don't really use it that heavily, and so at the end of the day I'm at 10 or 20%. I am debating with myself if I should upgrade this year because the cameras of this phone really aren't that great anymore. But then I carry a camera with me most of the time, so do I really need better cameras on my phone? I'm not sure of that, so that's why I'm debating with myself. It holds up great for a 5-year-old phone. And of course, together with the iPhone, I have AirPods Pro. I use them on a daily basis, listening to music, listening to podcasts. Sometimes I only use them as earplugs because in public transportation it can get quite noisy from time to time. You probably know that. And the noise cancelling with these AirPods is pretty good. Probably not the best, but pretty good. And I like how seamlessly they integrate with the Apple ecosystem. Love it or hate it, I personally love it, and I think they are great headphones. Next up, we got a pen. The rOtring 600. I just really love the design of this pen. There's really nothing special about this pen, except that it looks amazing and feels amazing because it's made from brass. Yeah, I just think it's a pen that is pretty inspiring to, you're inspired to write with this pen if you hold it in your hand. And that's what I love about the items I carry. That's why I carry a Fujifilm X100VI. I love stuff that inspires me to do something with it. And that's exactly the same with the rOtring 600. If you're on the search for a nice little pen, I can recommend the rOtring 600. It's awesome. It will probably outlast you if you don't lose it. It's great, but it's just a pen. Of course, like most people, I also have a wallet, and my wallet is from Travision, which is a German company that started operation in 2020, I believe. The wallet has a card slider which fits 6 cards, and you also have a pocket on the outside where you can put in some coins. Mine has an AirTag holder. You can also buy those wallets without the AirTag holder if you don't have an iPhone or if you just don't want an AirTag holder. And in fact, I think I would recommend the version without the AirTag holder because that makes your wallet a little bit slimmer, So I would recommend the version without the AirTag, but mine was a present and I'm happy that I have the wallet. I'm thankful for the wallet, so I will not complain about it. Also on the inside, there's space for cash behind this band. And there's even more space inside for other cards that you may have. And then one thing that I personally think is great about this wallet is that it is vegan leather. I personally am or was a big fan of leather. I think leather is a great material to use for all kinds of stuff. It's very sturdy, you know, but it's not very animal friendly, and I try to live as vegan as possible. And therefore this vegan leather, I have to say, is pretty robust, and it's the best of both worlds. You know, no animal has to die for it, and it still has some of the properties that real leather has. So I'm very happy with that, and I think it's a cool thing. And I have this wallet for a few years now as well, and it still looks great. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this wallet. And then last but not least, the item that leaves my body only on rare occasions. It's my Apple Watch Series 10. I have made a full video about the Apple Watch 10, which you can watch right here or after the video, where I tell you all the things I love about the watch. But what I can tell you is that I use my Series 10 with a fabric band that is originally made for the Apple Watch Ultra. I think they just look way better, and I like the styles they have with these bands more than the styles they have for the regular Apple Watches. You can nowadays even buy the Apple Watch Ultra bands with the black titanium release mechanism, basically. So then it's not that obvious that you use a band that is not intended for your watch, but it fits perfectly fine. So I'm very happy with this. And that is basically my everyday carry for this year. Those items that I showed you right now really are the items that I carry on a daily basis. I have not shown you stuff like this, for example, which is a keyboard. Of course, you don't need this as an everyday carry item, but I carry this every day if I go to work and don't work from home office. So in theory, it would also be an everyday carry item, but I've decided against putting those into this video because that's not really an everyday carry item for me. This thing I carry always with me. The wallet, of course, I always carry the Leatherman Bond with me. My keys are on this keyring multi-tool, which I always have with me. The pen I have with me 90% of the time, I would say. The phone, of course, I carry every day. Nowadays, no one goes out without the phone, so you have it with you 24/7 basically. And of course, the AirPods I also always have with me when I go outside. The small flashlight, it's on my keyring, so I have it always with me. And the camera, I would say I bring with me 70% of the time. So everything in this video I showed you, I really do carry. If you have any questions about any of those items, let me know in the comments and I will try to answer them. Check out my Fujifilm X100VI video and my Apple Watch video. I think you're going to like them. If you want to buy some, check out the links in the description. If you buy through those Amazon links, you are going to support me at no additional cost, which of course is appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more content of me, maybe considering subscribing. And that's it. I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, stay safe.